Classless Warcraft series on the private server Ascension Warcraft. If you're unfamiliar with what I'm talking about, you can go check out the first episode on my channel to kind of get a better idea, but essentially you play the game how you want. No class restrictions, no race restrictions to certain abilities. Play it how you want. So what I'm going for is a kind of a combination between a warlock and a shadow priest, mainly because I'm focusing on shadow damage. Now, I do need to mention that this is a post-audio voice recording because when I recorded this live isn't the right word. When I recorded the gameplay, I usually do commentary over it. And my dumb self closed Audacity before saving because I thought it was a different recording for another video. And after I made that mistake, I thought, you've got to be kidding me. Tried to recover the file. Didn't happen. Long story short, post voice recording. So I'm going to try to commentate the best that I can over this. So you can see the first two abilities that I have right now are Shadow Bolt and Corruption. Again, focusing on that shadow damage. Now I do have 5 ability essence, and Shadow Ward Pain is a good choice to get. It's a dot for shadow damage, but I was a little unsure and indecisive if I should get that. You also have Life Tap, which is definitely going to be handy in the future. I'm leaning towards getting that, and then of course the curses, Agony, Weakness, and I believe there's another one at some point. I mean, you have Curse of the Elements, Curse of Doom, but I think there's 3 individual ones that don't stack with each other. Now, as far as the pets go under the Warlock tree and Demonology, I don't think I'm going to get them all, and I do not get the Imp. I wait until level 10 to go ahead and get the Demon Mastery ability and then the Voidwalker, just because with solo leveling, it's, in my opinion, nice to have a Voidwalker to tank the enemies. I'm undecided rather on whether or not I am going to dungeon on this character for videos. I usually level up via dungeons, but I'm thinking for this series it might be more entertaining to just level naturally through quests, but we'll cross that path when we get there. Again, you can see how long it takes me to decide what to pick. And I don't have any talent essence yet. We don't get that until level 10. The Warlock Armor Mastery is another one that I'm leaning towards at some point. I just don't know which one to get. Health Funnel would definitely be a good one. And then of course, Curse of Agony, and then the Curse of Weakness, like I said. Fear. Fear is something that would probably come in handy too for the later levels. Honestly, the lower levels is going to be primarily me getting Warlock abilities, and then it won't be until a little bit later on where we start to shift towards the Shadow Priest more. I don't think there are other shadow spells in other trees. I mean, the Death Knight might have a couple. I don't think so. I could be wrong. I don't believe the Druid does. I don't think the Hunter does. If anyone is going to, it would be the Mage, but even then I don't think. It's generally the Fire, Frost, and Arcane. Paladin, no. Rogue, doubtful. Shaman is, again, maybe, but I don't think so. So, Warlock and Priest. Yeah, that's what you see me doing right now, is going through all of the different specs to see, just to double check, because you never know. I am a novice. Well, because I'm one step above a novice when it comes to World of Warcraft. I have played periodically on and off, honestly, since at least Burning Crusade. I don't know if I ever played vanilla when it came out. I started off playing on my cousin's account back in BC, and I've played private servers, retail, classic. I never liked the whole, Shadow Word Pain, there we go. A little bit delayed reaction, but that is what I did decide on. A nice dot to have. I do get some dots. I mean, obviously we have corruption, but they're good for the higher levels, or if you want to kind of start attacking an enemy and then send the Void Walker to him, but then you could pull another one, put a dot on another one, and without a lot of AoE abilities with what I'm going for, the dots are going to come in handy with that for taking down multiple enemies at once. But I lost my train of thought. Oh, the private servers. I never liked the idea of paying to play. That has always turned me off, but I did play retail for a bit. The issue is I get in that mode where I feel like in order to get my money's worth, I need to become an addict and play all day, every day. And I don't like that. I like to have a life and touch grass, so private servers have always been my preference just for that. I mean, I feel like most people share that opinion that play on private servers. This, however, is by far the best private server I've played. I haven't encountered any bugs yet. I have not. Honestly, the community has been pretty nice. Again, I'm more of a noob, especially with dungeons. I'm not someone who's memorized the dungeon paths and where to go and jump down this place and get this spot. I just follow the leader. And a lot of the times I can kind of get left behind searching through, downed enemies or take a wrong turn and need to catch up. But the community has not been toxic. A lot of the times in retail, you have the people who just kind of want to fly through it because they know what to do and they don't have time for people who don't. But I have yet to encounter that on this private server. Community seems to be good. No bugs. The freedom to play how you want with being classless is obviously a big plus, and it is very populated. You'll see if we go to Stormwind at some point in a future episode. There's a lot of people, and they also have the option with how you can support them is through donations, obviously, but it's not a pay to win situation. It's, from what I can tell, there are some things you can buy, such as like bonus XP for an hour or stuff like that, but it's not, at least from what I can tell, it's not something that's like, oh, donate this amount of money and you get this super overpowered gear, you know what I mean? I could be wrong, maybe I didn't search the website well enough, but I don't think so. So, finally getting onto some questing for this video. I think at some point we're going to leave Coldridge Valley. Obviously, we can't stay here forever and kind of make our way to Dunmorrow. I never know how to say that. But right now we need to head up and return to our home location back at the start because this quest is a timed quest. You can see we got 5 minutes to turn it in. And after that, we gotta do the Felix quest where we get his box, chest, and a bucket of bolts, and then the security bot. Obviously, we got to get the trees and logs along the way. Or trees, rather, the trees that give you logs and any herbs that we come across. It's just good, easy XP at the beginning levels, as well as I'm someone that's a completionist with any video game. And a part of that means I want to have max first aid, max cooking, max fishing, max, whatever other two professions I choose to do. Wood cutting, which is a unique profession towards Ascension WoW, I believe. I'm debating on whether or not I have alchemy on my main character, so I don't want to do that for this one. I don't want to do like blacksmithing or leatherworking or tailoring, none of that. I thought about enchanting or jewel crafting. The problem is with jewel crafting, would we then need to get mining? I kind of forget how that works. I don't know, we'll come across that when we get to that situation, but we turned in that quest that time 20 and got another one from him. Now, I did notice that the cloth and tailor merchant does have bags, so right there we were able to finally get an 8-slot bag that we can equip, because we run out of space quickly on this server. The drops are amped up on this server, so you get a lot of good gear pretty quickly. A lot of green stuff very early on, even some blue, rare. Is it uncommon and rare? I guess. And then for each quest, well, maybe not every single quest, but a lot of the quests, you get I believe it's called an adventurer's cache. Something along those lines, where you complete the quest and you open the chest and it gives you a random item based on your preferred, what's the word I'm looking for? Like strength, agility, intellect. I can't think of the word right now, but I have intellect, so it's going to give me intellect-based gear, which is nice. You also get those things for completing dungeons, and with those you get upgraded, like better armor and weapons from what I have experienced, so it's definitely, you're not even going to use the armor and stuff that you get from quests. It's so low leveled compared to the stuff that you pick up. Let's see here, yeah. I have the echo, so my completionist, yeah, this is part of my completionist tick. I don't know if you want to call it a tick, but like if I see something like I have to backtrack and get this silver leaf. If I don't, it's just gonna bother me, because I feel like that's just sitting there for me to harvest, so why not harvest it? But we can finally go get Felix. Actually, no, we turn back here to turn this quest in while we're here. We might as well make use of our time and see if we can't get another quest. Turn in Nori's mug, and no, that is it for him, but we did get a lot of reputation. Now we could go down and get Felix's either box or chest or bucket of bolts. I forget which is first. So as far as the rotation, I'm not going to be using Shadow Word Pain right now. That's going to be for later on tougher challenges or multiple people. Now, casting Corruption and then Shadow Bolt probably isn't the best bet. I'm still trying to work out the kinks, because with Corruption it aggroes them right away, whereas with the Shadow Bolt I have time, although that Shadow Bolt missed. And then going Shadow Bolt right into a Corruption I don't think is great either, because again it just aggroes him. I think the best option right now with the abilities that I do have is Shadow Bolt, and then Corruption, and that honestly should finish them off with these low levels, and I can move on to a second, third, and pick up the items that they drop as I clear it out. So we did get the bucket of bolts. Now if they're already aggroed onto me like that, I can just pop a Corruption and or Shadow Word Pain, but once we get our Voidwalker, which actually is going to be pretty soon here, I'm about to hit 10. It's definitely going to help a bit. Oh, I remember this. I almost went the completely wrong way. I was questioning where it was at, and after reading the description, it said something about the cave, and I do remember it. It kind of came back to me. What's to kill? Retrieve his journal. It took it away in a cave. Yeah, so I remember this quest from when I did play back in the day, and it hit me. But yeah, almost went the complete wrong direction there, and screwed myself over. Well, I wouldn't have screwed myself over, but I would have had to backtrack again, which is just a waste of time and less entertaining for you guys to watch. I think, yeah, one more of these guys and we should get our Void Walker, which is going to be handy, especially in a situation like this where you are in close quarters with a lot of enemies and no escape. There's one exit and one entry point throughout this entire thing, so if you have to run and those things have respawned behind you, good luck with that. You ain't making it out. Oh, that was my Discord thing. I remember, I just looked out of my Discord to check again. I was like, wait, what? And then I remembered I got that during this recording, so it wasn't your Discord, guys. That was mine. Don't worry. I'm gonna have to mute that for the next time, but yeah, so I went with create my own build. I don't want to use one of the pre-built ones for this playthrough. It's more fun, I think, to kind of make my own, but we do have one talent essence that I get to use, and of course 3 ability essence. So we got Train Soul, which I think I do get in a little bit, but for right now we're gonna get Demon Mastery and then Summon Void Walker, so we can finally get that bad boy out. Create Healthstone. I forgot about that ability. That's going to come in handy. And then we got Mind Blast, so we can finally get our first Priest ability and not just be a typical Warlock, which is going to do a good bit of damage. It's the same cast time as Shadow Bolt, and it does have a cooldown though, so we'll worry about the talent after this. Right now I'm going to I don't want to get in this situation where all these guys are spawning on me and I get screwed, so let's get the Void Walker out, kind of rearrange our spells and figure out the new rotation. We're going to put our 2 casting spells here. Shadow Bolt is going to be like the filler, obviously, and then Mind Blast is going to be more for kind of finishing them off, because Shadow Bolt, again, there's a travel time to it, so they don't aggro right away, whereas you can see Mind Blast there is an instant, so it aggroed them immediately, which is not ideal. Ideally, you'd like to get a second one in there. And see, this is where this Void Walker is saving. Well, actually, he's not aggroing anybody right now, but if it wasn't for his help damage-wise, you know what, I probably would have been dead there, or very close to it, and I made a dumb mistake. I forgot that I can't use my my bandage while in combat. It'll just cancel upon taking damage, but you live and you learn. That's life. I think I did know that. I just panicked and saw my low health and thought, oh god, let me heal up. And I don't have drain life yet, so that's not an option. But yeah, we moved our dot spells over there. They're just going to be used in sparingly right now. And then kind of rotate Shadow Bolt and Mind Blast in. Thankfully, someone else was leaving this cave, so I followed their path right down to Mr. Grelin Whitebeard that we're supposed to get. Oh no, it's Grelin Whitebeard's journal, but the boss guy here. And just followed his path. That way I didn't have to take out any more of these trolls, but of course he did just get the journal, so I have to wait for the guy to respawn, but in the meantime I might as well take out these guys. And there he is, Gricknir the Cold. So double Shadow Bolt and pop a Corruption and Shadow Word Paint on him, and then take out this guy as my Void Walker finishes him, and boom. This new rotation is looking good so far. very fun once we do get our shadow. Is it called shadow form? The shadow priest ability, where you can turn into a shadowy version of yourself. And now we are in the situation where, even with our second bag, it's full. So I gotta make a decision on what to delete. But yeah, let's get out of this this cave before we get ourselves killed. Well, we wouldn't get killed, but I don't feel like fighting unnecessary battles that I don't have to. So we will figure out what to get rid of once we get out of here. Is this... No, this is the right way. There. Go ahead and take this guy out, because I feel like there's going to be some more on the outside anyway. So pop both of our dots and a couple shadow bolts, and bada boom. Throat piercers. I do want to get that. Throat piercers, rather. So I'm trying to go through. I don't need the mana stuff. It's handy, but I haven't really been in a situation where I'm running out of mana. And by the time I do get to that point, those refreshing spring waters aren't going to do anything, and I'll probably just use, is it life? No, not life tap. There's an ability for the warlock tree that lets you convert some of your health to mana. Maybe it is life tap. I forget, but I will be using that if need be. So let my Voidwalker fight him off, create some space and distance, and have him follow me, and I don't need to fight that battle. We still need to get Felix's box and chest, and then go get that security bot. But while we're here, we might as well turn in this quest for the stolen journal. And this is going to be good for right now until I get good staffs and stuff with intellect. I'm going to run with a shield just to give myself a little bit more armor and comfort with fighting enemies. Which again is one of the great things about this server. There is no restrictions. I can play like a warlock priest and wear full plate armor if I want to. It's obviously not going to be super beneficial because most plate armor isn't going to have intellect and stuff like that, but you can see right there the funeral, what was it called? Funeral Pyre Vestment gives me crit by 2, haste by 2, and spell power by 5, while giving me stamina, intellect, spirit, and fire resistance. That is a great pull to get this early on, so that's what I mean by those adventurer cash things. They come in handy. Again, I don't think every quest offers them, but a lot. Actually, I think most do. And again, this is where we need to level up my first aid because it's going to create some space. Get rid of the linen cloth. I do have heavy bandages and heavy linen. Linen and heavy linen. Once I get to the point where the linen bandages aren't really doing much for me, I'll go ahead and sell them. While we're here, we might as well get our cooking up a bit as well. Get this roasted boar meat. And I can always delete that. So we do have talent essence. So spirit tap, 33% chance to gain 10 bonus spirit after killing a target that yields experience or honor. That's not really... Triggers some critical strike with direct damage, shadow spells, and mind flay. It's not awful, but get to increase all damage done by 1% and your mind blast damage done by 3%. When your shadow word, bane, mind flay, or mind seer deal damage. So this is a good one to get. We'll take a look at the warlock just in case there's anything better right now. Hellstone, I don't even have right now, but that wouldn't be bad. I'm not going to be getting imps. Soul Link, but additional 2%, 2% heal, pet for... That's not bad. I might end up getting Fel Synergy at some point. I don't have Curse of Agony. Death's Grasp. Okay, I will get that eventually. And improve corruption, I'm not too worried about. So, yeah, it's looking like darkness Darkness is going to be the way to go for now. I'm just checking out the talents that I'll get in a couple levels to see if one's even better, but nope. For right now, let's go ahead and put our first talent point into Darkness under the Shadow Priest tree. Grab this Peace Bloom and then go on to our remaining quests. God, I do need to make some room once I get enough gold, well, silver technically. I can fill out the rest of my bag space and give myself a lot more breathing room. That's another thing, you're not money hungry with this server. You get gold pretty quickly. Excuse me. At a very low level, it's good. So I initially got like skinning and herbalism for quick money early on, and then I realized, wow, I don't even need that. So I still do it for the experience, and also so I could give my herbs to my main character for alchemy, but still gotta figure out my main profession. It's either gonna be jewel crafting or enchanting, I believe. I just don't really know which one would be more beneficial, but I'm leaning towards jewel crafting, but I gotta figure out if I need mining for that. I mean, technically, even if I do, I could always get the auction house, but I don't want to have to rely on that. Ooh, cool Fang. I've already collected that appearance though, but I'm gonna delete the lower valued stuff like the cooked meats and stuff like that, just to be able to sell these items for some more money. So I want to collect all the appearances though. That's part of my completionist thing. So if I've already collected it, I can get rid of it, such as this axe. You can go, then we can get our linen and move on. Tough turkey, we don't need that. Let's clear out these two Frostmane trolls. Shadow Bolt, let the Voidwalker take care of him. Then do the same rotation over here. Of course, we're gonna miss, which is unfortunate. But with the corruption, we're good. A notched short sword. Okay, so we only have 9 linen. Which, if we had an even number, we could clear a spot, but we don't. So let's just get rid of the other axe. I've already collected that. The one that I have now is probably, well, the defensive rating might come in handy, but ooh, sends a shadowy bolt at the enemy, causing 18 shadow damage. It's 2-hand though. It does give shadow damage, but I don't really want a 2-handed weapon. I'd like to have my shield for now. I don't know. Yeah, I think a shield's probably the best bet, but burnt leather breeches, we can delete that, equip that, get that appearance, and now we're good. So this is where I end up being a goofball, because I am looking for this security bot AN29, and I cannot find it. I thought I was in the right spot. I end up like searching inside the hood, outside the hood. I thought maybe one of the trolls would drop what I need, so I killed a bunch of them, and after like 3, I realized, yeah, this probably isn't it. And then you can see up in the top left corner, he's just standing right there. I need to kill that little robot and then take what he drops for the quest. And yeah, not paying attention too much, but again, you live and you learn. That's part of the experience sometimes. Yeah, so this is where I start reading. I'm like, what do I do? And then the quest log does not give you any information. It's all like random stuff, no good direction. I mean, it is on the map on where to go. And oh, excuse me, the yawns are acting up. This is where the Voidwalker Walker again comes in handy. I love this thing, man. And he looks so cool, too. The Fell Hunter might be the best looking one, but the Void Walker I don't think is far behind, honestly. Yeah, so at this point I'm just checking every single troll that maybe they're gonna drop one, but obviously they don't. And you know, we got to get that silver leaf, stack up on our herbs. And one more Frostmane troll, give a little Shadow Bolt 1, Shadow Bolt 2, and nice crit there. Don't even need the third one. Stout Battle Hammer, I've already collected the appearance, but we can delete that for more because that gives about 20 silver, which is nice. That right there is a bag in its own, pretty much. Each 8 slot bag costs 22 silver, and that's like 19 and some change, so. Voidwalker once again. Although I wish his Torment would aggro a little more efficiently. Maybe I can put some talent points into that. I think that is a talent into the Demonology spec where his Torment and abilities are more effective. Because if I'm going to be doing solo leveling just through quests, I'm probably going to be running the Voidwalker the entire time. I don't really have any intentions on getting the Imp. Maybe the Fell Hunter or Succubus, but again, I don't know. And that right there is where I realized, wait a second, I'm close to the objective, but not quite there. So, kill that troll and boop, there's the robot. That was a big facepalm moment if I've ever seen one. Shadow Bolt and boom, instant. Just put both the Corruption and Shadow Word Pain onto that troll and my Voidwalker take care of it while I create space for this stupid security bot thing. Get rid of the mana and there we go. Perfect timing. Voidwalker takes care of it. We got a superior belt. What do we get rid of? I think it's one of the axes. Oh no. See, now that I have an even amount of linen cloth, rather, I could go ahead and create some heavy linen bandages and in turn create an open slot for me to pick up the, well, not the jerky, there we go, superior belt. Auto loot strikes again. I think, no we are not, we gotta go to Felix's chest. See, this is what I hate about quests like these where you need to collect multiple things, because what inevitably ends up happening to me is I'll have multiple quests at once. So like for example, I'll get 2 of Felix's things that he needs, and then I'll go out of my way to finish the other one. Or no, so like, basically what I'm saying is I passed this area before, and if I would have known that it was here, I could have already acquired the uh-oh, this is no good. 4 on 2. This panic mode right here. Thankfully the Voidwalker's got one of them. I think I lived through this. Yeah, that crit came in handy. Oh yeah, corruption, there we go. But I could have gotten Felix's chest when I passed it, but the problem is, when you look at the map for where the quest is showing you where to go, it only shows one location, rather than like all 3. So I could run like, 20 meters away to where it's telling me to collect the first one, only to have to backtrack to the same spot that I was just at. Now if I paid more attention and saw that little chest sparkling over there when I passed it, I could have gotten it, but I didn't, so I didn't. But that's the only thing we need to do. Once we get this, I think I'm pretty much done in Goldridge Valley. I don't like staying in starting zones for too long. Especially when I'm a human, I usually get to Elwyn Forest pretty quickly. The Lambent Scale Breastplate. Again, that's only 2 silver. If it's something like that, this is 20 course, I'm not going to replace it because this chess piece is so nice. To get something that good early is very, very good. I mean, I could sell it for 1 gold and 23 silver this early. That's how amazing that piece of armor is. Yeah, so we turn in these quests. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I was about to say, I think I used my Hearthstone here because I'm not going to need it. It's only a 30-minute cooldown. And by the time I run to, is it Karanos, however you say that city we're about to go to, and set my new home for my innkeeper and do my other quests, it'll be off a cooldown. So that's something that I always, well, I don't always forget, but I feel like I forget frequently to make use of my Hearthstone, and I should do it more. It's a big reason why I like to put it on my action bar to the right there. Well, mainly because it's just more convenient than having to open your bag, but also it's a nice little reminder so I can see it at all times, kind of. Accepted the 2 Ascension quests head on inside here and turn these in. I should have enough to get some more bags as well, and depending on how much money I have, may even be fully stocked. So give Felix his stuff back and give this lady this stupid security bot thing. Search for north and southwest of Brenwell Village. Okay, yeah, so that's here. Go ahead and delete that then, because I have no intention of staying here any longer. If that was going to have me travel to Dunmorrow, however you say that, then I would have kept it. But so we got the cloak there, and what did it give me? Oh, that's right, a trinket. So we got a burst of knowledge, increases my spell power by 2, haste by 2 when I equipped it, and when I use it, it reduces the mana cost of all of my spells by 100, and gives me 3 rage and energy every second for 15 seconds. So basically, when I get low mana and I'm running out and I need mana, I can pop that trinket and basically have, because none of my abilities right now even cost close to 100 mana, so I'm going to have free abilities for 15 seconds, which is very, very nice. That is a great trinket to get, especially this early too. Again, those adventure caches come in handy, man, let me tell you. Priest, that's not what I was looking for. I think I looked for first aid here, so we can actually, yeah, I think I should be able to get every single bag. Yep. Now we have a full stock of 8-slot bags. We don't have much money left, but that's fine. I'm not going to be spending money on anything now anyway, so, and I'll get it right back very soon. I think I was looking for the first aid trainer, but I didn't see one here, and I wasn't gonna look too hard. I don't think there is one. I could always go to the little floating book, but put 1 more talent point in darkness, and now we have 2 out of 3 done there. Now all we need to do is travel up the path in Coldridge Valley and make our way to the next city and begin questing there. But of course, we gotta get all of the logs along the way. It's, again, part of my completionist thing. It lets me get my wood cutting up quick, and it's good XP. I mean, it's giving me, what was that, close to like 200 each time, and there is a plethora of trees. Okay, so the Peace Bloom gave me 93. Oh, 88. I don't know why I thought I saw 193, still 100 practically XP every time you get it. I mean, look, there's 2 trees right there again, and there's a 3rd right there. So that's like 300 XP, just boom, boom, boom. Well, almost 300. Probably about 275 if I had to guess by the time you're done. And you can see you can turn them into refined green planks, but you need a sawmill for that. I know there's one near Elwyn Forest, and there also is one in Westfall, not sure where the other ones are at. I know there's not a ton of them, but deliver Krellin's report to Senior Whitebeard. I don't know. This quest is... Oh, just accepted it. Oh, you gonna tell me what it is? Okay, so it's up there still. Same place. Turn everything in one spot. I like that. Go to our character advancement and I believe get our final darkness point. If I am correct. I forget what I was doing waiting right here. I was obviously talking about something. There we go. And darkness, now we can move on to the next talent to get, which I believe is our Shadow Bolt. I probably would have worked on that first had I saw it and been aware, but I totally forgot about it. Mainly because I wasn't looking in the destruction spec. I don't know why. I kind of forgot that it was in there. Just because when I'm thinking of destruction, it's usually the fire type of spells, but or Shadow Flame as well. So we got this little tunnel in the Gold Ridge Pass, which is going to have a lot of these Rockjaw Raiders. I think we can avoid these two here and kind of bank left and get this guy, do a Shadow Bolt, and pop Corruption. Let the Voidwalker take care of him as we search for the next guy right here. Work on him. One Shadow Bolt. Oh, a 122 crit. That's nice. That way we can gather our resources from him and let the Voidwalker take care of that guy again. Good old Saknok, Vulture's minion. And I think we're done. Of course, we do got one more here just chilling, waiting outside. Alright guys, my back is starting to hurt. I gotta adjust, but let's try not to squeak the chair too much. It's nice that little mountaineer there helping us out. So we do got a little bit of a hike before we get to our destination. Oh, okay, so now we are at the point where you can see that gives us 200% swimming speed and underwater breathing. And these also give us experience for killing monsters, doing our professions, and those little flowers that popped up when I killed that raider, which I go back to look, but they're not there. Sometimes when you kill an enemy, they drop these little flowers, and when you stand in them, it heals you for 1% of your health and mana pretty much every second, which is very nice. And then there's one more of these little, what's the word I'm looking for? Not add-ons, buffs. There we go, buffs. Which I'm trying to show you, but there's something bugged about that tree. So when you do a profession like woodcutting, first aid, fishing, whatever it is, skinning, you get this blessing here that increases my movement speed and profession gathering speed by 2%, and it stacks, so now it goes up 4 and 8%. Now, this is something that I think they patched. Well, patched isn't the right word. They updated and changed recently, which that is another thing. This game is constantly being updated. Like every time I open the launcher, there's a new update, which is good because that means the server is on their shit and they are not being lazy. That's what I said. This server, honestly, to me, is like the perfect private server that I can think of. Play World of Warcraft how you want. Build your character how you want. There's a lot of different options, a lot of unique content to the server, from what I can tell. But anyway, off track. What I was getting with was prior to a recent update, you would get, so like right now I go from 10 to 12. Before it was 5 each time, and it would stack 5 times. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Now it's only 2 each time. It still gets to a maximum stack of 25. However, instead of doing it in 5 profession actions, it now takes to 13, because you get to 24 with 2 each time after 12, and then you gotta do your final 13th to get to 25, which we are at, or we're going to be at here in a little bit. And I kind of like that change. It does mean that you have to put in more work to get your maximum speed boost, but at the same time, I think that is a good thing, because 5 was a little cheesy, because honestly what I would do is I would keep my first aid tab open, and whenever I was about to run out, there was like 7 seconds left, craft 1 linen bandage, and boom, it refreshes, which you can still do, but now you gotta work a little bit more to get up to that. This buff is just nice from getting from town to town, or destination to destination, and once you get there and you talk to people, you're more than likely gonna run out, but it just gives you a nice little, I think about 40% speed buff, if I'm not mistaken. Now, I do know that once you get your mount, the people talking outside, the mount speed is like 5 to 10% faster than your buff for this. So basically, once you're able to ride a mount, you're better off just doing that and not even worrying about this buff. But you can see how quickly, especially being a gnome, my guy's skirting around very fast. But yeah, it's just a nice little speed buff until you get to riding. That way, when you're going from place to place, it doesn't take too long. It kind of speeds up the game just a bit. Go ahead and activate a bandage there just to heal up a little bit. Get some more peace bloom. And I was mainly killing those boars just for some boar meat, so I can increase my cooking a bit. Backtrack. Well, no, I was gonna get the tree there, but I realized that my speed boost had already reset, and I don't feel like building up and doing it again, mainly because we are very close to our destination. I think it's right around this corner. Yeah, like up there. And I will still get some of these, though, just for the wood cutting profession, but not really caring about the speed boost as much. Still nice to have, even, well, I would have like 4% right now. It's still quicker. Still definitely handy, but not as fast. Obviously, you saw how quick my guy. I think being a gnome makes you look quicker than you are, because you got those little quick steps, but I feel like if you're a tauren, you have a bigger, you know, a bigger stride, so need to explore the Frostmane Hold and kill 5 Frostmane Headhunters. That is our first quest here. And go inside. Well, actually, I guess we could turn this quest in here first before we do that, which is the Path to Ascension, and we got the beer-basted boar ribs. We need to get 6 cracked boar ribs and the Mug of Rhapsody Thunder Brew. So none of these weapons benefit me, and I always end up just taking the one that gives you the most gold, or silver technically, because I'm going to sell it anyway. But we can turn this quest in favor of the light. We don't need to accept that because we do not have the ability to heal this guy's wounds. That is a priest quest. Visit the innkeeper, and now we need to make this in my home, which I would have done anyway, but now I get some XP for it. 500 more Mark of Ascension, which is an in-game currency that once you get enough, it allows you to buy other cosmetic items, or I believe if you have enough, like, I think it's like 75,000 or something like that, something crazy, you can buy an heirloom with them. So that's definitely backspaces. I don't know, I was trying to do the math in my head quick there, but a lot more backspace. And while we're here at this fireplace, we might as well do our cooking, get our roasted boar meat by putting some chunks of boar meat on the fire. I'm gonna talk to the physician after, I think. Can I get more? Yeah, I could get journeyman first aid. Get that while I am here. And see the cooking trainer. I can get spiced bread and spiced wolf meat, which is basically a better version of the, I forget what it's called, the other wolf meat. It allows me to get XP for longer. It costs the same amount of wolf meat, but it's just a better version of it, basically. Doesn't matter which one I take. I'll just take a random one and go ahead and sell some stuff again while I'm here. Oh no, actually, yeah, we gotta buy the Rhapsody malts. And once we get our crag boar ribs, 6 of them, we can turn that quest in. So we need to bank right. Well, actually, no, because the boars are pretty much everywhere. Deliver steel grill's tools to Mr. Steel Grill. What's in here? Anything? I got so like armor, blacksmith, basically mail and plate stuff, as well as a blacksmith trainer. Let's go ahead and check our advancements here so we can get another ability. We already got the Shadow Priest stuff. Yeah, don't think Druid has anything. Obviously not Restoration. Hunter, nothing. Mage would be the one. But I don't think there's any shadow abilities in the mage trees. So yeah, we're going to be sticking with Shadow Priest and Warlocks. But there is nothing else for Fear. I need 3 for Fear though. But I will be getting that probably. Ooh, Drain Soul. 3 shadow damage. That's very small. Is that a typo maybe? Oh no, because it 4 times. Alright, so this is like a finishing ability. Once you do like a Shadow Bolt, if you've crit, they might be at like 25% health, and you can pop that and it'll finish them off pretty easily. I'm going to get a curse at some point. I just gotta figure out which one. I mean, I could ideally get them all, but I'm playing it carefully with what I learn. I can always reset my abilities with a talent purge, an ability purge, or reset my talents with a talent purge. I think you earn some through a quest, but you can also buy more on the like donation shop, which I think it's only like one DP allows you to remove 1 talent or 1 ability, and then I think for 5 DP you can purge them all and completely reset, which is not much at all. I don't know what that translates to real money, but it's definitely reasonable, that's for sure. While we're here, we might as well get all these crag boar ribs. It's part of a quest. Nice crit on the Mind Blast there of 131. We got 3 boar ribs from that guy there, so we're already at 4 of our 6. We do need some. Oh no, not yet. At some point we're gonna need our bear fur, but yes, this only does 5. It's very not a hard-hitting ability, but it's more of a finishing one, like I said. But it still does shadow damage, and I like it, so we got it. There should be a quest inside of this building here, and there is. And we need to bring a Razzle Sprockets, whatever the hell that is. And oh, that's his name, sorry. Restabilization cogs and gyro mechanic gears, 8 of each to this guy. And I don't know where those are at, if they're close by. Oh quests later. Let's focus on the immediate vicinity right now. And if we go over here, there should be more quests to collect. I think this might be where we get the bear fur, if I'm not mistaken. I might as well get this crack bar here. Yeah, that's the best way. Honestly, I think if I have corruption and shadow word pain, between those three dots, they'll be going down a lot. Well, I don't know what you can. I don't think drained soul is technically considered a dot. It just kind of acts like it for the tick damage, kind of, in my head at least. Curse of Agony, no. Death's Grasp, I'm going to get at some point. But it's not a necessity right now. I think this is where I finally discover the Shadow Bolt, and I'm like, oh my god, yeah, duh. Why would I not get that first? But I'm fine with the route that I went, because the one that I did get for the Mind Blast damage is pretty handy as well. Health Funnel, that's nice, and it only cost one ability essence, which is pretty great. And there we go, improved Shadow Bolt, 3% damage extra, and has a 20% chance to cause the target to be vulnerable to spell damage, and increasing my crit by 5% to that target, which lasts 30 seconds. And of course, when we get 5 stacks of that, that's going to be a lot of extra damage from my Shadow Bolt. And my game is lagging. Alright, so yeah, we got a lot of quests here. Gather 4 chunks of boar meat and 2 thick bear furs, so we gotta kill some more boars, which I'm fine with because that allows me to get more boar meat to cook and more skinning to level up a little bit quicker. And what we got from this guy? Rumble shots ammo, and that is down below the Wendigo cave, I believe. And anytime that I get a chance to sell some stuff at a stop like this, I'm going to take it, because even if it's only 3 or 4 things, and that's 3 or more things that I don't have to delete when I'm out in the wilderness and my bags are full. Just makes it a little bit easier in the future, bit by bit, more than all at once, or rather than all at once, I should say. So there we go, there's our 8 Wendigo mains, which are down to the left there, I believe. But I still need these boars. I need 6 crag boar ribs and 3 chunks of boar meat. I end up making a wrong turn here, so I kind of followed these boars because there were so many of them, and I just started killing them one after another, and I end up taking kind of a, I wouldn't say a wrong route per se, but a detour that was way out of the way for where I wanted to go. So I don't think you'll see what I mean. I don't think I've ever been down this path before, but these boars led me there, and I end up getting my first elite kill, which is pretty nice still. But I basically, instead of going south and then turning down to the Wendigo cave, I go completely around right here. Yeah, to the right. I could have easily gone down this path and followed that way, but instead I go over here thinking that it would be a shortcut, when in reality it was a much, much longer way. But once again, you live and you learn. And it's not all bad, because I did get a lot of good XP from killing some mobs and skinning them as well, since they are all beasts down here. I may or may not be able to finish my boar quests on the way as well. And at this point, I am just getting some wolves to get their meat, so I can improve my cooking a bit. And skinning, so I get 201 XP. So that's 259 XP right there, just from one wolf. Plus, I'm gonna get the wolf meat. So let's say each cooking of a meat gives me, I'm gonna round it up to 100. So I get, let's see, 200 XP for killing them, and 50 XP, 60 XP for skinning them, and let's just say 60 XP for cooking. So that's 200, 320 XP per wolf killed, if you want to look at it that way. So you get about 200 from killing them, 60 for skinning them, and 60 for cooking their meat. Roughly, it's not an exact science because not everyone drops the meat, but you get the thought process that I was going for. Plus, I get to level up my cooking as well along the way. And if I want to go down this path, I pretty much need to kill him anyway, so I don't really have a choice in the matter, but it's a win-win. Well, it's actually a win-win-win, but wow, I'm already an hour and 2 minutes into this recording. That went by pretty quickly. I shouldn't have had to redone it. Redone. That's not a phrase. Redid it. But I was an idiot. Like I said, closed Audacity before even. I don't even want to think about it. If it was only like a 20-minute recording. But of course it has to be like an hour and 20 minutes. I almost was going to go to 2 hours, and I'm glad I didn't do that, because, oh, yeah, if it was that long. I also thought about just uploading this video with no voiceover and just putting some like calming music or a crackling campfire sound in the background, because I was like, I really don't want to have to re-record an hour and 20 minutes. That'll be like 2 hours. Oh my god, that's almost 3 hours worth of voice recording that I have had to done today. Oh my goodness. Yeah, well. Oh well, it is what it is. It happened. And am I trying to backtrack at this point? Oh, I was looking for my my minion. He somehow got caught in a crossfire there, but he's back now. Yeah, so this is at the point where I realized, oh no, not quite yet. I was like half thinking that I made a mistake, but halfway thinking that, oh no, if I turn left here, the Wendigos will be right around the corner. I'm good. And then I end up seeing this elite guy here. I think he's right up here. Oh, nope, not quite yet. But yeah, once I get past him is when I realized this isn't a shortcut, but whatever. I get my boar meat and stuff along the way, so I'm not too stressed about it. In fact, we might get everything we need right here. Yep, there it is. Oh no, we got a boar rib. Yeah, that guy, when I saw him, I was like, oh, okay, I'm going the right way. But then I realized he's walking straight and he's not turning, and then I saw, oh, it's old Icebeard. Yes, that is an elite. Get some distance and go ahead and fight the guy. So 1 shadow bolts, 2 shadow bolts, and now I pop my corruption and my shadow word pain just to get some dots on him. I really wish my Voidwalker's torment would have worked, but he's clearly not aggroing onto him. Now I did get a little scared because he was doing some pretty big damage to me, but once I got him low enough, I was pretty confident. But there was a brief, like, 2-second period where I thought, is this guy gonna kill me? But we're good. It did lead me to have to use a bandage, though. Definitely did take a good chunk out of my health. And then, yeah, I saw that little piece of meat there and bones and realized that that's an elite and his cave is to the left, but I think I go in just to explore to make sure it's not, oh yeah, because I saw the 2 cave entrances and thought, oh, maybe I can go through the cave other side and I'll see the Wendigos, but no. It's just his little private cave, so. But we're kind of almost. Actually, no, we're about halfway there. But yeah, I don't think. I could be wrong, but I don't think I've ever been down this path. I always end up just kind of following the road and not really veering off the path much when I play, unless it requires me to go there for a quest, but something new, something different to do. Yeah, so now I have 10 things that I could cook. The charred wolf meat will give me 61 over 18, with the spice gives me 126 over 18, so again, that's definitely the way to go. Get a peace bloom here, and oh, we actually got a lot of herbs around here. So, get our herbalism up a bit, get some more silver leaf and peace bloom to send to my main character, so I can make some more potions. And we also, yeah, we still need 2 thick bear fur, so hopefully one of these guys drops them. I know the bear fur is a little bit lower of a drop rate, which makes sense because you do only need 2 of them. And they're a little bit more tougher to defeat than the boars, so. But thankfully he did drop 1. Let's go ahead and put on these appearances just to get the collection. Hit and haste rating for spirit stamina spell power. Yeah, I feel like the hit and haste might be a little better. Strength and agility I don't really need, but it does give me more armor, and I don't need spirit either, so. And I have collected all of these appearances, so get the peace bloom here. And I don't think I get the other 2 because they're kind of out of the way a little bit. And yeah, at this point I have pretty much come right back to the little Cold Ridge Pass. Yeah, there you go. Come right back to where I started and did a full circle. So, yeah, definitely went out of my way. What do we got? We got about 11 minutes left in this recording. And then I can finally put this stuff together. I'm thinking about doing some post-editing as well. And you guys will obviously know if I have done that based on the video that you're currently watching. But I'm leaning towards doing some editing in Audacity where I add an effect. Maybe an effect is not the right word, but yeah, I guess it would be where I kind of edit the channels that you hear my voice come through. Because right now I'm speaking into my Rode microphone, which is just, you hear me in both ears the same. And I'm thinking about attempting, maybe try it for this video and see how it goes, see how long it takes, and see if you guys like it. But attempting to make it to where sometimes I'm speaking in your left ear, sometimes I'm speaking in your right ear, almost as if I'm in 3DO or I had 2 Rode microphones, you know. That could be a lot of work, especially for these long videos, but maybe it's going to be worth it. I'm going to try it for this video, I think, and if I do, and that's what ends up happening, let me know in the comments if you guys like that. Do you prefer the ear-to-ear effect, or would you rather it just be a more casual, straightforward, whispering video? More than likely, if I do that, I will put ear-to-ear whispering in the title. It just depends on how long it is, because I know I want to put like Warcraft, Classless Warcraft in there as well, and I don't want the title to be too long. I feel like that can get a bit overwhelming when you're scrolling through videos and you see so much at you at once. I'm very organized, when it comes to my titles. I like to have a pattern and a layout to follow with the titles. I don't like to put in, and I don't do clickbait is very subjective because when you use buzzwords like tingly or something like that, you could call that clickbait. I look at clickbait more as, oh, is my game, thought my game crashed there, more as like especially thumbnails, where like if you're playing a game and I don't know, it's a game that is XP oriented, which that's a lot of games, but okay, Grand Theft Auto, that is money oriented, and it says, like the thumbnail says plus $10 million, exclamation point, but in reality the method they're showing you gives you like $2,000. That's clickbait. You're baited into click the video, and you're not actually, the video, the title or the thumbnail doesn't actually, it's not truthful, basically. That's clickbait to me. I don't think clickbait is like, you know, click on this video to see more information, because that is the point. It is a form of clickbait, but it's respectable clickbait. When you're lying to your viewers or your readers for the headline or the title or the thumbnail, that's BS. That's what I don't like. And where I was getting that is I don't like to put like in my titles, this video is guaranteed to give you tingles, 100% sleep rate with this video, infinite. That's just like, I don't know. I don't like stuff like that. It's not, I don't know, it makes me feel icky to put something in there like that. I don't think I've ever done it. The closest thing I've done is like super tingly. I guess you could say it's kind of the same thing, but I don't think so. It's a little bit different. Yeah, so we're pretty much done with the video. We still got a couple minutes left. We'll go ahead and get Rumble Shots ammo there from the crate. And I still need 2 chunks of boar meat. So hopefully these 2 guys here give me a said chunks. And then we could go get some Wendigos. Yep, there we go. Now, I don't finish this Wendigo quest mainly because I end up getting full on my bags, and I was going to need to go through the cave a good bit, and I didn't want to have to constantly delete stuff from my bags just to... Oh, there we go, we got a Mystic Scroll Ice Warden. It's not beneficial to me, but one of my characters it might be. I didn't want to have to constantly delete stuff in the middle of a cave, because I'm going to be getting a lot of items from these Wendigos. So, and also too, I could be wrong, but I think someone else is in there currently and ended up clearing out the cave, and I didn't want to be in that situation where I get bombarded from behind, because the spawn rate ended up screwing me over. So, a couple reasons, but I do kill a couple of them and get a couple Wendigo mains before ending the video. So, we did hit level 14, which means we can spend 1 extra talent essence, which I clearly don't do yet, but that will obviously go into the Shadow Bolt. And we got Cold Logic, so we got 2 frost-oriented scrolls to put on some sort of, I would assume, Frost Mage, which I don't have a character like that yet, but yeah, so this is where I stop using my shield. I'm comfortable enough with my level and my rotation and my Voidwalker that I don't need the shield, plus this staff gives me a good bit of intellect and spell power, I think, which is beneficial to me. So what a crit there, 131, one-shotted him basically. That's how it goes sometimes, isn't it? Yeah, see this, now I'm at that situation, I can't pick up the Wendigo main, I gotta delete this and pick that up, and that's where I was like, you know what, let's wrap up the video, kill a couple more to see if we can get some more mains, but sell some stuff off camera and pick right back up with this, because I noticed that they started dropping a lot of stuff, and yeah, it just put me in a position that I didn't want to be in. I apologize for me yawning so much as well, guys. I got up super early today and went and played some basketball and worked out a bit, so I'm a bit tired, obviously, due to my chronic yawning. Yeah, so I saw this guy come through and I did a little bit of scoping out and realized, okay, he's cleared out this entire cave, or den, I guess is the official word, and I did not feel like dealing with being bombarded, so did a U-turn and decided to leave the cave, and we will tackle the rest of this quest and turn in the other ones in the next video. But, oh, nope, we got a couple more Wendigos to kill. And of course, now that I'm ready to wrap up the video and talk about seeing you guys later, the ones that I killed before entering are going to now respawn, so there will probably be one there, and then I think 2 more behind me at least. What a crit though, 140. Plus the 86 of, I guess, I wasn't paying attention, was that my Shadow Bolt and Shadow Blast? Or was that the effect of my Shadow Bolt that I have from my talent? I'm not quite sure. Oh yeah, no, that's the Mind Blast and Shadow Bolt combination is amazing. And there may be one more up around the corner here. Yep, there he is. Knew it. So we can kill this guy and go ahead and wrap up the video. So that is going to be it for this one, guys. I do apologize for having to re-record my voiceover, but hopefully it's good enough for you guys. I know it's not the same thing as doing it live as it's happening, but I tried to do so or act as if that was happening in some parts, but hopefully I don't do something dumb like that again. But until next time, thank you guys so much for the continued support, and I will see you in the next episode.